have prayed that prayer so many times, you have it memorized. You know exactly which scriptures to quote. You know how to call that demon out by its name. Baby, I love me some deliverance. You've fasted. You had hands laid on you. Girl, you cried at the altar. You've done all the things. And every single time you feel free for maybe 2 weeks. And then you're right back in the same pattern, same relationship, same anxiety, same self-sabotage, same everything. And somewhere in the back of your mind, you've started to wonder, is it me? Is something wrong with me? Is my faith not enough? There's no way I'm believing God for real. It's not your faith. It's your nervous system. And nobody in the church told you that. Hey, before we get into that, I'm Roneshia. And if nobody has checked on you today, that's exactly why I'm here. I'm an inner healing and deliverance coach. I bridge nervous system science with faith-based healing because y'all, we have been over spiritualizing things that have a physiological explanation. And I say that as someone who has laid hands on people and I've watched demons leave. I believe in deliverance. I practice deliverance. I am not here to debate the spiritual reality of any of this, but I am here to tell you that deliverance without nervous system healing is just going to be temporary relief. It is not lasting freedom. If you have been stuck in the same prayer cycle for months and honestly years, this video is going to explain why. Stick with me. Let me describe your life to you real quick, friend. Something triggers you. A relationship falls apart. Anxiety floods in. And you find yourself in the same toxic situation for the third time. And you hit your knees. You pray hard. Oh, baby, you mean it. You feel something shift in the room. Oh, I feel the shift. You leave that prayer feeling lighter, clearer, free. And it works for a minute. 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, the anxiety is back. The pattern is back. Maybe a different face, maybe a different situation, but the same energy has returned. And now you're not just dealing with the original problem. You're dealing with the shame of still having the original problem. Because the church told you that once you get delivered, it's done. So if it came back, that means you did something wrong. You didn't pray long enough. You didn't fast hard enough. So you invited it back in and it brought some friends. Can I tell you something? That's a lie. And it has been keeping you exhausted. Here's what's actually happening to you. You're not spiritually weak. You're not walking in willful sin. What you are is, brace yourself for this, you're dysregulated. Your nervous system learned very early, maybe from a toxic parent, maybe from a controlling church, maybe from years of abandonment and rejection, that the world is not a safe place. So your body, your actual biological body, built a survival system around that belief. And here's the thing about survival systems. They could care less about your breakthrough. They just care about keeping you alive. And alive in your nervous system's memory, it means whatever got you through before. Hypervigilance, fawning, shutting down, attracting the same kind of relationships because familiar feels safe, even when familiar is toxic. Now, let me be clear, because I know y'all want to play in my comments talking about, so you mean to tell me what you trying to say is prayer doesn't work? No, that is absolutely not what I'm saying. Prayer works. Deliverance is real. The spiritual authority you carry as a believer is real. Romans 12:2 tells us to be transformed by the renewing of our mind. Notice it doesn't say be transformed by the wishing of your mind or be transformed by the ignoring of your mind. It says renewing, active, ongoing work. So you mean to tell me faith without works is dead? When you pray for deliverance, you are accessing God's power to break demonic holds. That is real. That happens. I've seen that in my own life and in the lives of the women I've coached. But this is what the church doesn't teach you. Trauma creates open doors. When your nervous system is dysregulated, when your body is still running on the same fear responses it learned in childhood, those open doors make it easy for the patterns to return. You cleared the house, but you left the door unlocked, and your body's own survival wiring is holding the door open. Picture this. You're in your dream house, right? Nice neighborhood, beautiful, looks good on the outside. You go to bed, wake up 2 o'clock in the morning, your dogs are barking, The alarm is going off. You realize you forgot to lock the door. You hear someone rummaging, whatever that word is, downstairs. You get your go downstairs and you see some robbers. You manage to chase them out the house. They leave. They get scared. You chase them out, but you still don't lock the door. Are you really protected? You may even call the cops come. Y'all, my dress be choking me. The cops come. You do a whole police report. They see the blue lights flashing, but when they leave, you still don't lock the door. You're still leaving your house open to thieve. It's not a demon problem. It's a nervous system problem wearing a spiritual costume. Yeah, I know. I said what I said. This is why some of you have had 10 different deliverance sessions with 10 different deliverance ministers, and you still feel like you're about to fall apart any day now. You're not spiritually deficient. You are working with an incomplete equation. Prayer is the first piece, but baby, it is not the only piece. You all hear me talk about how I was in survival mode since the age of 12. Let's go back before that. I was saved. I got saved when I was 7, 6. My parents always taught me about God at home. But as far as getting saved, in the church and all of that, I want to say I was 7 years old. 7. Got saved at 7. Into survival mode at the age of 12. And 7, I'm talking about I knew what I was doing. Sis knew what she was doing. The pastor was like, why do you want to get baptized? I said, because I want to have power over the devil. Stop playing with me. I've been a threat to hell. Okay? But saved at 7, survival mode at 12, praying, fasting, shutting it. Baby, I used to go to shut-ins as a teenager, fasting 2 and 3 days as a teenager, praying, but I still couldn't walk into a certain level of freedom until I learned this thing about nervous system healing. And this is something that God had to teach me because the church, if they know about it, they're not talking about it. Child, let me get back on track because I'm hungry. Like I feel my stomach about to growl. All right. Let me give you a quick picture of what's happening in your body, and I'm not about to make you sit through a science lecture. Okay. Your nervous system has one job: keep you alive. And it does this by categorizing experiences as safe or threats. When you go through something traumatic, verbal abuse, emotional neglect, domestic violence, abandonment, betrayal, rejection, your nervous system categorizes that, files it away, and then spends the rest of your life scanning for anything that looks like that original threat. Here's where it gets important. Importamento. I just made that up. Okay. Trauma doesn't live in your thoughts. Trauma lives in your body. It lives in the way your chest tightens when someone raises their voice, the way your stomach drops when someone doesn't respond to your text, the way you freeze when someone challenges you, even when you know the right answer. Baby girl, you are not weak. That is a stored memory. Your body remembers what your mind is trying to heal from. So when you pray and you feel that release, and you do get that release, I'm not dismissing that. That is your spirit responding to God, but your body is still holding that old file. And unless that file gets updated, your body is going to keep pulling you back to what it knows. That's why you feel free at the altar and wrecked by Tuesday. And I'm saying this out of love, but also with some real frustration, because the church has done a disservice to so many of us by telling us the body doesn't matter, that healing is only spiritual, that if you're struggling, you just need more faith. That is not in the Bible. What is in the Bible is that we are spirit, soul, and body, all three, and healing touches all three. Okay, so let's talk about what it looks like to actually break the cycle for real and not just feel it on Sunday and lose it by Friday. Step 1, you pray for spiritual release and stay in the room with your body afterward. What I mean is this: after you pray, don't just go back to business as usual. Sit with what you feel. What did your body do during that prayer? Did your chest release? Did you feel heat? Did something shift in your gut? Learn to notice your body's responses to God's presence. That's not mysticism. That's stewardship of how He made you. Step 2, set the boundary that your prayers have been trying to cover for. This is the one nobody wants to talk about. You keep praying for peace, but you can't tell your mother no. You can't tell your father no. You can't block your family members, friends. You can't cut these people off, whatever. But yet you're praying for peace. You keep praying for healthy relationships, but yet you won't stop responding to text messages and phone calls from the ninja who does nothing but tear you down. Make it make sense. You keep praying for freedom, but you're maintaining access to the very thing you swear out you want God to free you from. Deliverance without boundary setting is like asking God to protect your house, but then leaving the back door open every single night. He can absolutely protect you, but he also gave you the authority to close the door. Step 3. Give your body a new reference point. This is what nervous system healing actually is. Giving your body new experiences of safety so that it can update these old files. Breathwork, grounding, intentional stillness. Practices that tell your body we are not in danger. Over time, not overnight, but over time, your body will start to believe it. And when your body believes it, the cycle starts to break. And before somebody in the comments even starts to say, Roneshia, that sounds like some new age stuff. Breathing is new age. Stop breathing. Stop breathing since that's new age, and let's see what happens. Breathing is in the Bible. Jesus withdrew to quiet places. The Psalms are full of somatic language. David says, my bones cry out. Woo! Your body was always a part of the plan. And don't even start me with Ezekiel speaking to the dry bones. That's a whole nother. The integration of all three of these things: spiritual authority, healthy boundaries, nervous system regulation. That's where lasting freedom lives. Not in praying harder, not in fasting more, in praying smarter and doing the whole work. Now listen, if something resonated with you, and I know it did because you lasted this far, I want to tell you about something. I built something called the Clarity Reset, and it is exactly what it sounds like. It's a reset, not a 12-week program, not another Bible study that leaves you inspired but still stuck. It is a targeted, faith-integrated experience that helps you identify the patterns that keep you cycling in life. It'll help you understand the nervous system wiring behind them. It's going to assist you in doing the actual work that breaks the cycle spiritually and physiologically. Did I say that right? Physiologically. Yeah, that's right. For $197, you get the entire thing, lifetime access. That's one therapy copay for most of y'all, except that this is going to tell you things that may take therapy 6 months to pull out. I created this because I was tired of seeing women come to deliverance sessions, they get healed, they get whole, and then a few weeks later or a few months later, they are back in the exact same cycle, back in the same mess. It's not because they lacked faith. It's not because the deliverance didn't work. It's because nobody took the time to give them the full picture. The Clarity Reset is the full picture. Really, Bloom. If you really want the full picture, you need to sign up for Bloom. But I know a lot of y'all ain't ready for that. Y'all ain't ready. The link is in my description. Go read up on it and everything that comes along with it. Now, if you're really serious, or just go read up on Bloom as well. But the Clarity Reset, go click on the link in the description. It'll be under this video. Join the Clarity Reset. It comes with a lot of bonuses. If you have been praying the same prayer for 6 months, 6 years even, and nothing has shifted, that's information. And the Clarity Reset will help you know exactly what to do with it. Before I let you go, I want to say this. If you are tired, and I know you're tired, if you feel like you have done everything right spiritually and you still feel stuck, I believe you. And I need you to hear me say, it is not your fault. You were handed things that you weren't equipped to carry. You learned patterns in environments you didn't choose. And you have been doing your best with an incomplete toolbox. But you don't have to keep working with an incomplete toolbox. The healing is available. The deliverance is available. And you deserve all of it, not pieces, all of it. If this video helped you, share it with a woman in your life who is spiritually exhausted. She needs to hear this too. And if you haven't subscribed yet, girl, what are you doing? What are you waiting on? I'm here every week popping it because I ain't scared. I'ma see you in the next one.